why. Can you hear me now? I know why now. I got it now. I think I got it now. Tell me if you can hear me now. This is too funny. It's the craziest thing. Here I am. Okay, so I'm trying to go live on YouTube, YouTube only, which is weird, which means I need to have this so I can see who's saying what, which is crazy. So I'm going to use this here so I can see who's saying what. Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody. Um, hmm, very interesting. Yesterday I got a download and I really wanted to talk about it. Why? Because I think it's time. And the reason why is almost everybody that I spoke to this week almost have the same issues, okay? And I want to share this with everyone who follows me now, anyone else who may see this live. I want you to understand something from my perspective. And the reason why I want you to do is because, man, we take life a little bit too hard. And I understand things are happening. It's crazy as heck out there. However, I really want you to see things from my perspective. So let me shout out some people before I start because I'm not used to this live thing. Okay, Dally 777. And you know those are good numbers, Dally. Today I got 6 sevens. And you know when I got the 6 sevens? When I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna do a live at 8:30. And I had my calculator in the office when I was doing something completely different. I put it down, and when I came back, I just had this urge to look left. And when I looked down, 7777. I was like, okay, give me the money. But anyway, my guides were validating that, yep, tonight is the night because I was trying to brush us off to say, no, not tonight. Can I do it Saturday night? Can I do it Sunday? And I'm going back and forth, and they said the field of resonance. I was like, how do I explain the field of resonance to people in human words, right? So the whole day I've been this. So I love your name, Pearl McMillan. Let me know where you guys tuned in from, okay? DJ, you were the first. Thank you so much, DJ. Rumi, mwah. You know I love you, right? Arumi. Franco Brooks, thank you for tuning in. Laura B, thank you for tuning in. Dahlia Morgan, Carbo, Idaho. Oh my gosh. I hear Idaho is pretty cool because it's a lot of farm country. Is it true? New Jersey, that's close to me. I'm New York. It's bloody cold, isn't it? Today was not so bad. However, when it comes to winter, my body does this and it wants Jamaica. Hey, Dale from Jamaica. Um, oh my gosh. Deborah Williams from Atlanta. Carbo Junkie. Yeah, Idaho potatoes. I want to visit you guys so much, but don't worry. Kansas City in the house. You know, Kansas City, the first time I heard about Kansas City, I didn't even travel yet. I was a kid. And you know where I heard it, that yellow brick road. And I have been traveling that yellow brick road all my life, right? Oh my gosh, DJ, you did all day, right through the day. I am getting field of resonance. And I keep saying, I don't want to explain this. How do I explain this? People are going to come crazy. However, let's go. Are you ready to go? I'm going to explain it from my perspective. Now, let's put a disclaimer out. While you're following me on this channel, I may have conversations that not everyone is used to. You may not be comfortable with it, but it doesn't mean that the discomfort is going to hurt you. The discomfort always expands your knowledge, okay? Tonight, I'm not going off board too much. I'm just talking about field of resonance and what entities really are. As a Jamaican girl, me glad when me realize what entities really were. Here's why. Growing up in the Caribbean, I was always afraid of duppies. Jesus peace. Shadows, I was afraid of everything that I could not understand. So I really grew up in this fear of thinking that there was an energy outside of me that really could hurt me without my permission. So let's talk about that tonight, okay? So I want to talk about the quiet revolution, and it's not my name, it's the angels' names. Because this is a name they gave me months ago. The ushering. they call it. I'm getting goosebumps now that I'm really starting to become heart centered and not so funny. So allow me to just flow with this, okay? So, anyway, months ago, the angels, I want to fix this. Months ago, the angels told me about this quiet revolution that is ushering into the planet. And it's not something that just started. It started a really, really long time ago. However, I think we became more aware of it in the past 4 years or so because of everything that has happened on our planet. And COVID was one of those huge initiators of the quiet revolution, okay? So it's a global energetic awakening, and it's happening not outside of us. Because when people talk about the awakening, most people who sit across the screen from me, they keep asking me about what is it for them to acquire outside of themselves. And I want you to know it's inside the human body. So before we begin, all of you, if it's safe, hey from Jacksonville, if it's safe for you to close your eyes, please do so. Because I need all of you to become heart centered. Because I don't want you to be lodging on one or two words that I'm speaking. I want you to feel it. Do you understand? So close your eyes only if it's safe for you to do so. If you're driving, don't. A matter of fact, if you're driving, you shouldn't be watching a video either, should you? Make sure you're safe, okay? Before we begin, want you to take one deep breath. And you know how I breathe. If you don't, let me tell you. Inhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 2 seconds if you're not somebody who's used to doing all these breaths, okay? If you are, hold it for 4. It builds more energy. And then you exhale through your mouth. Do not hyperventilate. I want you to almost ecstatically. That's how I want you to do it, okay? So for the next few seconds, let's do this. I want you to get rid of these trapped energies out of your body. And the reason why I feel so excited because everybody I've spoken to this evening, man, they came across the screen like this, so tense and agitated. And I had to be like, let go, will you? You got trapped energies. That is why you have pain in your shoulder and all these things, because you've picked up other people's anger today and you're holding it in. So let's become heart centered. Inhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2 or 4. And then exhale through your mouth. Oh my gosh. So when you do that, if you are into that present state where you're feeling your energy, you will feel as if there is just an energy buzz just through your head and it feels really good. If you're not, it's okay. It's not time for that yet, okay? So do this as much as you need to become comfortable. Let me switch my phone over here so I can see your comments if you do bring anything in, okay? So I call on God, our guides, angels. Jesus is here with me tonight, just so amazing. And I pray that every word will be guided with clarity, allow you to feel the energies and the compassions that will come through, allow you to have clarity and understand your part and your accountability for your energy, your life, and your light. Let's begin. Okay, so the quiet revolution is this subtle energetic shift that not one, not two, but millions are feeling across the world right now. Okay, so over the past few weeks for me, I've noticed more and more the people who are sitting across the screen from me or the people I meet just randomly, they all have one common denominator, in fact. Something is pulling them. People have been feeling something that they can't explain for the past couple months, some for the past couple years. You're feeling this pressure, sensitivity. You feel as if you're cracking wide open, like, oh my gosh, something is pulling me apart. I have to make a decision and I don't quite know what it is. And some of you are so emotional. You're crying. You don't know why. But everything you watch, you see, you hear makes you so emotional. And I want you to understand your awakening has started. It has started for a long time. But what's happening now, because we're all collectively almost awakening at the same time, well, not everybody, but most, it creates this beautiful field of resonance that is so contagious that it just ripples from one person to the other. So some of you have been crying for no reason. Please do not say, oh my gosh, I need help. I need this. I'm going into depression. Just sit with it for a moment. Okay. Some of you cannot anymore tolerate certain conversations. Not at all. No conversation that depletes your energy. Some of you feel like you're outgrowing people overnight. All of a sudden, you just can't stand somebody. You don't hate them, you just don't quite see where you fit having the same conversations on the same vibration because you just started to slowly speak your truth in a sense, and it's probably not reciprocated in the same way. And don't fight it when it happens. Allow that space to be cleared for the individuals to choose or to figure out, wow, you know what? This person really is walking in their own light. Why should I choose to try to stop them or be in their way or impede them from expanding and growing, right? Some of you feel anxious for no reason. And many of you are tapping into your intuitive gifts. Now, when people say gifts, and many people start to get scared and are kind of afraid to step into it, you start to feel emotional or you start to feel energy that you're not aware of, and you're stepping into your clear. So you can hear, and you're not sure what you're hearing. You have knowing. You just know, like, I knew that. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. You're you have this beautiful insight, just flashes, and it populates almost immediately where you can say, oh my gosh, this is like deja vu, right? So your sensitivity is heightened, and somehow you have come online. This is the quiet revolution. It's something that all your guides and angelic team, which I had to tell somebody today, don't get caught up on just the name. Oh my, I have Jesus in my back. I have Archangel Michael. I have Mother Mary. Hello, you have thousands. You can't count them. Guides, angels, ancestors, and more. We're not ready to talk about the more yet. Who has your back? Who sends you messages every single day in your repeating numbers, in your knowingness, in all your clears coming online, in you just trusting this voice that just said, wait. And when you did, you got saved from an accident or from an argument that you really could have done without. Or you made a decision that actually saved your life, but you just don't know. Many of you, it's scaring the bejeebies out of you because, Nikki, I don't understand this. And the reason why is we feel so conflicted because if I tap into these things that now feels like second nature to me, am I abandoning these things that I used to do? These words that I used to speak? Well, no. But I want you to remember that you're an energetic being, which means you must expand. You cannot keep air in a balloon all the time. If you notice, it finds every way that it can to slowly get out. And if you apply pressure to that balloon before it's ready, the air will come out. You may feel a little sting, but it's getting out. And that's the phase where you are right now. Okay. So, one human at a time is quietly waking up. So, I want to ask you in the comments, how many of you are aware or have been aware of some kind of shift in your life? Some kind of shift in your family, some kind of shift in your dream, some kind of shift in seeing repeated numbers that really was not there before I continue. Yes, Laura B, boundaries are extremely important. And when you are tapping into what I call deepening your spirituality, it's very important for you to understand what your boundaries are and what your boundaries represent. Because your boundaries are not, oh my gosh, 3 hours, 3:50 a.m. Girl, are you a girl or a guy? Go back to sleep. Okay, your guides woke you up to see this. Maybe this is something for you. I want you to understand that no matter what you're going through, it's always working out exactly the way it's supposed to work out for you. So, people everywhere are saying, I can't be around certain energies anymore. I want you to acknowledge that. I want you to show up for yourself and understand if your body is telling you, feel this. Feel every time you start to have this conversation. It's not working for me anymore. Honor that and walk away. I want you to honor yourself, step up for yourself for the next few months in this year. So 2026, you can start on a clean slate. If you think energies are heavy now, yeah, go into 2026 with these baggages that you've been carrying. And we'll go into the baggages in a little bit, okay? So, some of you can feel other people's emotions. And I've talked to quite a couple of people who say, Nikki, I don't understand because my husband, he told me one thing, but there was a voice inside me that told me he's lying. Nikki, am I going crazy? No, you're not. You are expanding and you're finally listening to your inner voice. And I'm so excited for you. So don't get scared when these things start to happen. Many of you now also want to, it's 11:11. Okay. Um, Many of you now want to isolate yourself. You just don't feel like being around people. And I want you to understand it's fine. Your space has been cleared because energetically you need to work on yourself and focus on you without having the distractions of other people's energies or judgments upon you. Okay. So I know most of you will feel like your energies are shifting. I call it a shift because it is. And it simply is your body trying to catch up to an energy that you are that's expanding like your body is like, what the daylights are you doing? What's going on? Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want you to understand. For most of us, we call this the awakening of the Christ consciousness. I call it that because it resonates with me. It doesn't matter what you call it. Energy of love is just energy of love, okay? So it begins rising individually and it starts to populate in the collective. And it always begins this way. But the reason why I want to talk about this, and I think the reason why the guides wanted me to talk about this, from what I foresee, this is the most exciting time to be alive. And I know it's a crap storm. I know many things are happening around us, but we kind of chose to experience things this way. And I'm not talking about choosing to experience death and all of that, but we chose the energy that we are going through. Okay. So distractions always arise. So I want you to notice what's been happening. In the history of this planet, every time we get to a very solid state of anchoring in a field of resonance that causes us to start to focus on our inner building, on our faith, on anything to do with the light, there is always a distraction ushered somewhere. Don't ask me who do it. We're not ready to talk about that yet. But have you noticed that every time the world is just going really good and we're all of a sudden happy, we're looking forward to maybe a World Cup or something where everyone can collectively be happy, there comes a distraction. Wherever humanity goes through a rise in consciousness, there are always distractions, uprisings, conflicts, divisions, global noise. But I want you to be aware now so you can start to be an observer of it and not start to feed it. So don't be surprised by what you see happening around the world. Please don't, because more is going to happen. I want you to observe it as a pattern because that's what it is. Don't get pulled into fear. Don't get pulled into collective panic. Oh my God, what's happening? And I'm going somewhere with this. I don't want you to wake up into state of disbelief, into state of being forced to say, oh my gosh, I need to choose. Because I don't want you to. So I want to tap into field of resonance and your emotional frequencies. So this is it. Where we shift deeper is tapping into our mind, body, soul construct. And before I started to foresee or see energy, I had no idea what this was like. You see, your soul is becoming more aware of the field of resonance around you. And what is the field of resonance? It's every thought that you have, it emits a frequency. Every emotion that you have, it emits a frequency. Every moment that your soul awakens, it emits a powerful frequency. And you can feel the frequency you used to ignore. So you almost begin to split yourself in half because now my awareness is now focused on something that serves me rather than that thing that I held on to that really didn't. It allowed me to feel so depleted, so unworthy. And why did I do it? And you get an opportunity now while the energies are so beautiful to choose. So the field of resonance that's happening now will allow you to anchor into your power of choice. So, how does emotions create feels? How does feels form presences? And why do people call those presences entities? So, let's get into it. Because as a Jamaican girl, we have the only entity that I used to really think about is everything that we've been taught about demons. And in Jamaica, we said dopey and these energies outside of us. But we believed that it was physically manifested in such a way that we were so fearful, and in our fear, we gave away our power. So, what I have learned and what I want to teach you today is most people think that entities are demons hiding in corners. I want to talk to you about a different type of entity tonight. Before I go there, I want you to know entities are not beings. They are emotional frequencies. And it's something that builds the more you think about it, the more you focus on it. It builds so much that it becomes separate from you. And at that stage, it starts to manifest into something physical for you. Why? Because you've been feeding it. So let me explain. When one person feels fear, that's a vibration. I'm going to try to go extremely slow tonight. When thousands of people feed on that same fear, that creates a field. So it starts to build. So one person holding on to fear, that's just a fear vibration. Okay. It's one person. It's enough if we should think about energy to light, let's say, a candle, an electric candle or a light, just one light bulb. But imagine when thousands of people, let's say a disaster happens or something in the government or whatever distraction comes, and thousands of people start to feel that fear. So many people are starting to focus on one energetic emotion, one sensation, one thought. Hi, TTO tree. That is what you call the field of resonance. It begins to create that field. It begins to be fed with the fear. So every time you become fearful or angry, bitter, in the need of bloodlust, pointing fingers and choosing sides, I really do want you to think to yourself, wait, if this thing has happened and all I can feel is anger, where is this energy of anger going? And when it creates that field of resonance, it feeds a power source. Because in order for you to create a field of resonance energetically, there has to be a power source that is created that needs to be fed by it. So when we're all collectively happy, joyful, digging in faith, digging in prayer, whatever you want to call that gives you peace and joy, you can imagine what power source that feeds. That feeds a light. When we all collectively come together and we are feeding one source, we're so angry, we're so mean. At this moment, we don't want this person to be here. My laptop came on. Shut up. Okay. I want you to understand that's what field of resonance means in my simplest form to explain it to you. So let me dig a little bit deeper. This just came to my mind. This is cool. Have you ever walked into a room where two or three people were? This happens to me, especially when they match at me, especially when somebody's talking bad about me. You can feel it. So, have you ever walked into a room and the minute you walk into that room, there's no talking, it's absolute silence. However, you can feel tension. That's a field. You just stepped into a field because the tension you feel, it's still left there. It's energetic. So flip it on the other side. When we as Caribbean people, they talk about duppies and stuff, that's why we can feel the shift in the energy. When you're into a house or a place that has energies that are still there, you feel it. It's a field of resonance. It creates that resonance. Why? Because you are originally energy. We're not bodies, just bodies. We are energetic beings. Now, moving around in bodies. That's why I tell you to move yourself so these trapped energies, you can let them out. Your body doesn't have anything to do with them. So that's example one. Let me think about something else. This one has come up in the past 2 months almost with every 6 out of 10 clients that I have has this. And I have not used the word entity, but today my guide said to me, that's also an entity. So let's go into this. Imagine yourself as a child, hearing the voice of your parents internally. Think of a child who was raised harsh or a child who's raised with criticism. This is a little bit heavy for me because I've had to go through this with so many people this week. As an adult, you still hear your parents' voice in your mind even after they pass away. And not just your parents, whoever it was that you experienced as a child that told you, you're not good enough, you're good for nothing, you are not worthy, you need to shut up. Your voice doesn't need to be heard. You need to earn your love because your unconditional love that you came with as a child. I am too dysfunctional to accept that. So you have to earn your love. I said it because that's the way it really is supposed to be said. The emotional field becomes alive because in that child's mind, being a child, I'm not able to protect myself. So I hold on to this fear, this shame, this doubt, this unworthiness. Those are all energies. In the Christian faith, they will say the spirit of fear, the spirit, it's the same thing. But I want to explain it to you today where it doesn't have anything to do with religion. I'm explaining it to you the way the angels told me. Because when they told me, I was like, that's why some churches say spirit of fear, spirit of this, spirit of that. It's the same thing. However, we miss the part where we gain our power back. We don't talk about that enough. So let's talk about it. So, this child, this inner voice that's within this child, simply because the child implanted it here and believed it because I'm a child. And every time I speak up, they tell me to shut up. So that means I need to be quiet. I will not speak my truth. So as you become an adult, every opportunity that's presented to you for you to speak your truth, all your mind can do is go back to that one very memory. That emotional state that you held became a field of resonance within you. Do you know what that became? An entity. Let me tell you why. Your inner voice becomes an entity within you. You become connected to an inner critic, not because it wants to hurt you. That's all it knows. And it needs to keep telling you that because you believed it so much. You held on to that belief because as a child, what else are you going to do? And you become so fearful. And every day you think about it. They said I'm not good enough, so it's true. They said I'm not worthy, so it's true. I have to earn my love, so it's true. I need to overplease, so because that's all I'm here to do. So this emotional program with a presence, it begins to live. It begins to form an identity. And this also becomes an entity for you. Why? Because as old as you get as an adult, very many people, even through therapy, cannot stop living the life of pressing replay into the patterns that says, Nikki, I don't know why I can't believe in myself. I don't know why I believe I'm unworthy. I don't know why I can't speak my truth. Because there was an energetic attachment between the people who you grew up with, who really looked down on you so bad, energetically impressed that upon you. And you, as a child, decided maybe it's true. It became so real that now, every time you are faced with an opportunity, You really do believe in your mind that I am placed with an affliction. And you do have an affliction, but that affliction is not external. That affliction is internal. So many people culturally will think dopi da payo. They said dopi payo. For all of you don't understand Jamaican, forgive me. But many people say somebody place an external entity on you. But most cases it's not. Most cases it's simply you. Oh wait, cool. They just placed this mold. Okay, let me tell you what I'm seeing. Mold. Okay. They're showing me a mold on bread. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, so they're showing me mold and bread. So let me give you this, and maybe this will give you blow it out the park. The angels say if you leave bread alone, mold will form on it. You can't do anything about it because you left it alone. Nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody's eating or consuming it. You just left it there. It won't last forever. Not because the mold is evil, but because anything left unexamined grows. So energy behaves the same way. If you leave fear that you've had from your 3-year-old or 6 or 12, and you leave it there without examining, wait, at 13, do I still need to hold on to this fear? Wait, at 21, do I still need to hold on to this fear? Wait, at 32, do I still need to hold on to this fear? If you leave it unexamined, and most of us do, because it's too treacherous to go back to how we were brought up, so we leave it behind. If you leave fear unexamined, it grows. If you leave any wound, any trauma, any shame unhealed, it grows. If you leave a belief unquestioned, I'm just going to tap into it. But man, I don't really feel it. I don't feel filled. I'm not so sure. I'll just follow. I'll settle. That grows too. Everything that does not feed you with light becomes your own internal entity. That forms for you a field of resonance. The ones that are very personal, like just things for yourself, aren't as heavy as a collective one, like many, many people all coming together, pointing fingers with hate or bloodlust or whatever it is. So let me know if that explained for you field of resonance. And also how most of us, although we believe in our hearts, I don't know what else to do. I've been every place in this world. I've gotten prayer from every person in this world. There is an entity living inside me because there's a voice, there's an inner critic. But it's something that's just within you that you just need to go back to. Say, you know what? The first time I believed that I wasn't worthy was when I was 3 or when I was 6. But as I become an adult right now, I can speak my bloody truth. I can speak my truth. Nobody needs to tell me to shut up. I am going to speak my truth. I am worthy. I am going to stand up in these things. I will not settle. By you making that collective choice, if you're not feeding this entity, this fear, this darkness, you know what happens? Like even the duppies that we are afraid of, if I am not on the same wavelength of you, you can't affect me. You're not attracted to me. You won't want to be around me because I'm not emitting anything that you feed off. Entities, all these emotions that I'm speaking about, just like the entities we call demons and duppies, they feed off one type of energy: fear, anger, sadness, trauma, bloodlust, all these energies. That's what it feeds. If you find a way not to focus on these anymore, they have nothing to feed on, which means no matter what happens out there, no matter how much darkness is in your space, it always has to be like this because you keep your light bright. I'm remembering now, quite a good while ago, I had this vision. And I think this is where the field of resonance thing started for me. I remember I had this dream and I was seeing this Colosseum. So, how many of you know what a Colosseum is? You should. From, I think, in the Roman times, It is designed, all the stadiums that we have now are designed from coliseums. It's very interesting why they chose to do it. It was the first form of entertainment this world has seen. Yeah, they decided to do it, but people never understood what the coliseums meant. So they took me into this dream space, and I was witnessing this coliseum. Thousands of people were in this coliseum. Now, the coliseum is created to tell people from all manner, all walks of life, the good people, the not so good people, the kind people, the unkind people, doesn't matter. They all collectively come together, just like we do now for the World Cup or any event that has these stadiums, right? But one thing that they never carried down in these stories, which my guide showed to me, they said, look at what they don't foresee. And the Colosseum was filled with people and they were cheering, but what they were cheering on was bloodshed. Because remember, in those days, they used to put prisoners or, I don't know, animals to fight to the death, prisoners to fight to the death, and all these things. So everyone who was cheering on the energy of bloodshed. I have what do you call it? Bloodlust or bloodthirst? I don't know. But everybody equally, they wanted to see the same thing. As their adrenaline started to become excited for the bloodlust, I started to see swirled energy moving collectively, not from each person. It just went into one big orb and it started to swirl over that coliseum. And it swirled into a dark field above that arena. And this happened to me quite a while ago, but I will never forget it because that's the first time I realized, oh my gosh, we're energy. Look at the amount of dark energy that these people are emitting. And what the angels showed was, look, in that coliseum were really good people. There were pastors, there were preachers, there were good mothers. So they were tricked. This is called entertainment, right? But we're all equally focusing on one emotion, one field of resonance. And you would think to say, what am I feeding? Because if I am all collectively with everyone here for the sake of entertainment, creating this field of resonance of bloodlust, what power source am I feeding? So what the angels show me is if human beings, they said that night, were to see beyond the veil, and when they say beyond the veil, just see what the real world is like, where you can see right through spiritual world, you would probably crawl out your skin. Because when you see the energies of everyone and every thought and every word that you use, the energy that emits from it, you'd be so cautious, as simple as saying to yourself, man, I don't even like my hair anymore. Because by just saying that, an energy is emitted from just you saying that one thing. What is that feeding? It's feeding a doubt within you of saying you're not worthy. Do you deserve that? Do you deserve to feed that to yourself? So from the moment I received that, I call it a vision because it just was just real. I was just there observing them. I want you to know anything that enough human beings feed becomes a force. So I want you to be accountable. I want you to be responsible. And I want you to be aware of the field of resonance that you create from this moment on. If you will follow me like you are here now, this is how I speak. Because I get to see the energies and see the effects of the energies. And I get to meet with these beautiful people who are trying to let go of so much trauma and they are spending so much money and so much time, and most of them have given up. And I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand. Laura B. Oh, thank you. I have no idea what to do here. Okay, so thank you. One of my friends just say hit the like button, guys. Can you hit the like button for me? You have to teach me how to do this part of it. I only know how to bring the messages, but thank you, my love. If you all could hit the like button, and while you're doing that, I want to know if there's anyone else who has heard of this expression of field of resonance. If it's the first time you're hearing about the field of resonance, and if you do like the information, click that like or heart button. I see what's that? Hundreds going up. Way cool. So I can see it on my computer and I'm looking at it on my phone. So here's my question to you. If collective emotion can create external entities, what do you think your personal emotions inside your body do? I want you to tell me that. I want you to figure out, just say to me for a second, what are you saying to yourself, or what have any of you said to yourself this morning, just today, that now that I've explained that to you, has created a field of resonance in your body that was not feeding light, that was not feeding love for yourself? If there's anyone here who's done that today, I want you to comment in here. I don't know, comment a blue heart or something. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, every day we make this mistake and we ask ourselves, oh my gosh, why? Why do I feel so depleted? Well, you're feeding an energy within you that you don't need. You're feeding an energy within you that's draining the daylights out of your energy. And not just that, it now begins to attract you to other individuals who are feeding the same thing, because like attract like, right? So I want you to be extremely aware of this. Your mind is a thinker, and all it's going to do is think for you. It's going to attract everything you've witnessed and everything you've seen and everything society has told you. But your body translates everything that your mind picks up on. And if we begin to feel, when I say to myself, I don't like how I look today, I don't like these gray hair, if I could get rid of my nose, I don't like my mouth. Hey, Sammy. Mwah. Every time you say that to yourself, I want you to be very aware that you are creating a field of resonance that completely drains your being. And if you're an ethereal source, a beautiful human being with so much love into you, and you get triggered when somebody outside of you say something that's so low, why would you do it to yourself? So your body tells you whether your soul agrees or not. And you are a universe of frequencies. Your body is super intelligent. So if your body can tell you, listen, when I say these words to you now, I don't feel so good. So test it out tonight. Go in front of a mirror. Don't do it too much though. Go in front of a mirror and just say 3 things about yourself that you normally say that's not nice. I want you to say it, but feel what your body tells you. Listen to what your mind says too. Look in the mirror and say, I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I don't belong. Breathe and feel. And then you recenter and you say it to yourself again, but now say something good. I am worthy. My voice is supposed to be heard. I love myself. I want you to see the difference. See the difference. And the reason why I say this to you, because I want you to practice to start choosing and be accountable for the field of resonance that you're feeding, for the energy that you're putting out there, because it is contagious. And if you are living in a household where there is a child, please be aware that we deserve to give these children less than what we carried. These past life traumas aren't worth it. How many of you who are here now can aptly sit up and say to me, I am going through childhood traumas? Click the like button. Let me see how many, because maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the only one who had a snippet of trauma who I'm trying to debunk. And I went through a good 6 months alone in New York City with angels and everyone else in my family and my friends telling me that I'm absolutely crazy, because I was sitting for that 6 months talking to God, talking to angels, because there's no human being who could have me understand that I'm energy, that I am accountable for the things that I feel, that I am the one who needs to get over it, that I don't have no duppy on me, that there's nothing external outside of me that was causing me to feel these ways. It was simply something that was imprinted at a very tender age. And I just put this beautiful Persian rug over it, and I was like, nope, nope, don't need to deal with it. I'm living my life. However, do you know what that caused me to do? I became an overpleaser. So a person who grows up believing that I don't need to just be myself. I cannot be my authentic self because I need to earn my love, because just showing up for my parents, for my family, for these people, they don't accept it. They keep telling me to shut up. I'm not worthy. All these things, I'm not perfect. That individual, that beautiful child grows up to be an overpleaser. How many overpleasers do we have here tonight? Let me see you. I want to see hearts. Because you know what? If you are an overpleaser, life hasn't ended. I just need you to overplease on yourself. I need you to show up for yourself. I need you to be done with pleasing other people and setting boundaries for them to feel comfortable, because I want these entities that live within you for you to stop feed them. Make them hungry. Make them dead for hungry. These entities don't need to be fed, but I need you to start feeding beginning this week as the quiet revolution starts to feel so heavy on us. As you start to deal with what we call trauma, face it, don't run away from it. It's not the person that's in front of you or the situation now that's your trigger. Started a long time ago. That's where you go. Where did it start? Hey, Becoming Awake 2025. You're an overpleaser. So was I. I can say so was I because I really was. But I don't judge myself for being that. I needed to have that experience. Boy, I did. Because now I know how it feels not to be an overpleaser. And what I did to justify over those years is I might as well settle. It's okay. It takes too much to start over again. I need these people to love me, family, friends, strangers. So I overpleased. I did everything over the top. And I almost died. I did not listen to my body when my body said rest. Every time that I heard say no when something was asked of me, I got into this guilt trip, which was that entity is a strong one. Guilty. If you have family or friends or anything that makes you feel guilty, I'll tell you that's an energy buzz. It's an energy kill. It sucks the life out of you because you never show up for yourself because guilt comes in to say no. You shouldn't have. They were depending on you. But when do you show up for you? The moment you choose to start to say, you know what? I am going to, within this moment, speak small truths. So every time something happens, I'm going to say, you know what? On this tone, Yeshua says, we always feel as if we need to shout and scream, but we don't. You stay on the very same wavelength, which is a frequency of love and compassion. So no matter how loud somebody gets, they can stay loud. But I won't meet you there because I'm not on that frequency. I'm right here where compassion and love is for myself. So when I speak to tell you no instead of the yes you expected, this is how I'm going to say it with love and compassion, but without apologies for that and without feeling guilty. Because for the first time in my adult life, I'm showing up for me. And I kid you not, the first time you try that, it is so liberating. This is what I call the liberation. Because we think liberation is something I have to wait until I die, until I retire, until my kids are old enough and I can do these things. Liberation is showing up for yourself now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you hit 50, right now. Okay? So, this is what the angels call the quiet revolution. All the uprisings that are happening around the world right now, all of them still filter to us individually. The chaos that we are avoiding to face in our lives is rippling in the world that we are perceiving and feeling right now. And humanity activated is pretty interesting because we have chosen. Hey, numerology. Hey, girl. Wow, I'm 51. Girl, I'm 45. I'm catching you. When humanity is activated like it is now, it's not activated because it's been forced upon us. to go through a hurricane or earthquake or a disaster. But I want you to mirror what happened in Jamaica and Haiti and all these countries disaster wise. It happened in the US a couple of years ago also. Terrible. But I want you to focus not on that. I want you to focus on what that mirrors to you. Within your life, while an earthquake or a hurricane comes and wipes everything out, what is it that you have been holding on to that you weren't paying attention to? They love to say when an earthquake comes, it mirrors you. It's asking you, what are you supposed to be unearthing right now that doesn't serve you anymore? Because when an earthquake happens, spiritually, it awakens something, it unearths something. A few years after, they say, oh my gosh, we found this because people love to own things. You didn't find it, it was unearthed because it's time for it to be seen. You walk past many things every day that you never perceive, but I kid you not, there's a lot more out here than you see. I want to ask you, as I came here today to give this message, I don't know why they wanted me to do it. Are you ready to show up for yourself, everyone who's watching? Are you ready to be accountable for the words that you speak that has so much energy that comes from it? The word that you speak to yourself first, the word that you speak to others. And I want you to identify for the rest of this weekend to next week. Pause for a moment. Stop giving away your energy currency. And I want you to be accountable for how you react to things. Because it's one thing I learned, you do not have to almost die to change your perspective on life. So many of you say, Nikki, I don't know how you do it. Girl, I almost died. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And the reason why I do this now, the way I do it so passionately, because listen to me, I do not plan to go back to that side of this realm and regret not one thing because it felt really bad. For the times that I miss, it felt terrible. And this is a conversation for another time, but I kid you not, for everyone here who's religious, I love you because so am I. I'm a Jamaican girl that I go to church every Sunday. But my experience did not have me with God judging me. I was judging me. And if you think having God judging you is bad, having you judging you is worse. Because when you pass and change forms from this body, you go back to pure love where there's no attachment to it, no conditions, and all you have is love. So as simple as giving a person $1 when in your mind you say, "Cha, me not give him none." Energetically, it's on the other side. It's amplified, y'all. You don't understand. I want you to understand this. When people say to me now that I'm too nice, you don't understand. It's worth it to just be your authentic self. Because going on the other side for these stupid things that we could do good now, it's too heavy. And I'm not going to come back again to do this over again. Absolutely not. Somebody asked me if Satan is negative energy. Yes, my love. However, before my NDE, I didn't know. Before my NDE, I always believed that Satan was a thing, a figure, a physicality. Yes. And I'll tell you the way the angels, Mother Mary wants to come through so bad, but I am not channeling tonight. Yeah, I haven't channeled on a live like this before. Let me try to explain this the right way, yeah? Satan, devil, demon. All of these archetypes are energies. I want you to understand you also are energy. The only difference is you are now contained within a physical body. The water that's here is energy. That's why you're 70% water. Have you never asked? Why am I 70% water? Why do people say I only use 10% of my brain capacity, which I'm using more than mine now? Many of you are using more than 10%, but they don't even have the machines yet to quantify that. Why is it? Why would you have a brain and they say you're only using 10% of your whatever vortex or whatever it is that's there? Because you see that other percentile that has everything to do with the water that's within you. And the water that's within you is the God construct, is a part of you that knows all, sees all, does all. So if you are energy, my love, so is the archetype of the devil. But I can tell you this, God didn't create a devil. There's no physical devil out there for you to be worried about. What you need to be worried about is what you believe in here. Because the same energy that I can use right now to channel an angel or speak to anything or any guide that helps, that gives love and peace, the same energy can be used to apply fear and darkness and pain and trauma and hate. That's where the Satan archetype comes from. The, in Judaism, it is taught that Satan is an angel who has the job to test us, yes, but it's us testing ourselves so that we can be elevated when we overcome, yes. Becoming awake, I wish I had done this where we could go on a jump on a screen because that is so true. Every religion that's out there is a tool. I remember Archangel Michael said this to me when he gave me the mansion with many rooms for my mom. And he said, they're all tools. Look at them, all tools, everyone. Crystals, all religion, practices that we say, oh my gosh, they don't talk about God, but they represent nature and animals. And they said they're worshiping animals, but I want you to remember if in their heart is pure and they are of love and they are accountable for their emotions, that is the aspect of God. Nature is God. Archangel Michael said, tell them God is everyone, everything, everywhere. So why would I judge you? If you are pure of heart, but you just don't use the word God, angels, God does not speak in syllables, not from my perspective, not from what I've received. I do not hear words like you speaking to me. I receive imprints, I receive insights. So I see. I'm a bloody good, vivid dreamer now. So much so that they should be blockbuster movies. But many of you also are. I don't want you to listen to me or anyone else out there and say, oh my gosh, they are special. There's nothing special about this. There is absolutely nothing special about getting a dream that's predictive and having an angel explain to you that it is a probability. And know that, yes, I can pray and we can anger in energies to deplete how massive it may be, but then still watch that manifest and know that God or an angel say to you, but pray and see the spiritual meaning behind it when in a human body, you see the repercussions of what it caused. It's nothing special. It's just that I've been to a space where I understood what my purpose was. If I didn't almost die, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Absolutely not. I would be very worried about what everyone else would say. I've graduated from caring. I don't care what people say. Family, friends, nobody. When I receive a message to give, I give it. Mostly in my community. But today, for some reason, my guides wanted me to speak on here because maybe there's at least one person who's going through maybe a narcissistic situation or just a situation where you're feeling so conflicted and afraid. I want you to understand if you're coming online and you're receiving your clears, clairvoyance, clear audience, all these clears where you're knowing, seeing, hearing, and you can have an intention to say, wait, how does it feel? I want to say the word illusion. Mother Mary is taking it away from me. I don't want to say it. But it's a huge illusion for us to believe that everything out there, we have to accept it. This is where it starts. This is why they took me in the universe of the body. This is why I'm receiving all these downloads that I can't sleep, because they're showing me our body as this beautiful super consciousness, and I don't have the words to start to explain it to you yet. The angels took me through the mind body soul construct of your nervous system being the bridge between all. Nobody taught me that in school. I didn't know. I didn't know that I was energy. I did not know that my nervous system is translating to me something that was imprinted there that really is energy that needs to go. Nobody taught us the power we have in our choices. Nobody taught us the power we have in our thoughts to say, listen to me. As a child, you are free to express your emotion. How do you feel right now? And allow a child to express themselves. And when they do, wow, it's anger. Where did that anger come from? What's your relationship with this anger? This is how the angels show the perspective of how we should deal with emotions. We talk about all these pandemics that government, whatever, who they are, I call them the powers that were create. These pandemics that they create, these disasters, whatever they are. Do you know the biggest pandemic that's on this planet right now? Our inability to control our emotions. That's it. That's it. And we say every day we lose control. I don't know how I snapped. Sometimes I wish the things that I foresee years to come would just populate now. So you would just be accountable for your actions. Because I used to do it too. When we speak a word to somebody else and say, it lives. Once that person focuses on it, it lives. It becomes an entity for them. They never forget. So the reason why I will speak about healing the adult, the reason why they have me, oh my gosh, doing all these recordings, all these courses where I'm closing my eyes and I'm just speaking what angels want me to speak. They say we have to heal the adults of this world to save the children of our future. So what I do is for adults, but it's not just for you. It's for you to see a mirror of yourself to understand, do I want to pass this trauma down to my child, my grandchild, my cousin, my friend, the children in my community? Because, man, we are having a hard time dealing with our emotions, are we not? So much so that we wake up every day and we say, I don't know how to stop being sad. So everything that I do now, it's not even about us, the adults. However, what we, the adults, choose to do now and be accountable for saves every child that comes. I don't know if there's anyone else on here. Is there anyone on here who's a channel or you or whatever, or you see or you get dreams? Just put a heart up for me to see, because I want to know if I'm the only one. I've seen a beautiful probability of this earth almost 100 years from now, where the children don't know what it feels like to feel unworthy. You are? Oh my gosh, do you get these dreams and these insights also? And when I keep seeing that probability of a world, oh my gosh, you better believe that I won't stop. Because if we don't start now, oh, Beth Grieger, Visions and Insights, do you get these? Do you get these? Do you feel excited to be alive right now today? I don't care what's happening anywhere in the world. I just care about holding space for light and truth without apology, without what anyone would say. I don't care what people say, because I see it. I see where the world is going. I'm so bloody excited about it. I Some things I would like to speed up, and I still hope and I pray that some I say, God, can you give them one day where they are accountable for their breathing? I'm doing an automatic class tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, not tomorrow, Saturday. What's the day? I forgot the dates. Okay. I'm doing an automatic class on Saturday, automatic writing class, because the people in my community asked for it. So it's very exciting when you can do that, Erica. I love it. If you can foresee energies, you would see three people sitting on a corner of a road, totally ripping somebody apart with their words. And they don't see it, but you can see the energy that comes from there. And you know, oh my God, if this person just feeds into this energy and they're not aware, it's going to create an entity within them. And if you're not careful, they'll spend the rest of their lives believing just that field of resonance that they created. In Jamaica, we're serious about this in Jamaica because they used to say in Jamaica, and they still do now, don't put your mouth on other people picnic. So in Jamaica, what we say is don't use bad words, especially for anyone, especially for their children. No Jamaican allows you to do that. To sit in front of another Jamaican and talk bad about another person's child. It's it was ingrained, I believe, into a Caribbean person to not do that. And now I understand what it means. Because energetically, they say your mouth will come upon them, like your mouth, but it's not just your mouth. It's the energy that comes from the words and your intention to begin with. I don't like this person. And you use these words every day in their ears so they can hear you. So when you create that negative energy, that person, once they believe it, it forms into an entity. That entity lives in their choices, in the life that they lead, in the people that they meet. Because if all of a sudden you're introverted and you're negative and all you talk about is negative, you can't see people who are positive anymore. So all of a sudden you're attractive to other negative people telling the same story. Field of resonance. And as soon as you start to change that version of you, you start to clear rooms because the people who were negative no longer want to be around you because all of a sudden you're speaking positive. So many of you right now are clearing rooms. You have found out the things that don't serve you anymore, and you're speaking your truth because you're now putting boundaries up for yourself. So the boundary is my voice matters. The boundary is I deserve love. The boundary is I will not abandon myself ever again. And that means that you show up for you. So I tell you this, going for the rest of this year, those of you who are going through this beautiful repositioning, the angels call it, you're going to clear rooms. I have cleared rooms. I have people who have not spoken to me again since I came public, talking about God, Jesus, with angels in the same sentence. They say, how dare you say Jesus and Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael in the same sentence. When I was on the other side, Jesus was there, yes, all the angels. Can you count? No. Was I ever alone on earth? No. But I can tell you this, they're just field of consciousness of love. We're the ones who needs to hold on to names. Don't hold on to names of angels and ascended masters if you don't need to. Feel into the message. If you feel love, peace, if you feel whole, if you feel lighter, if you feel as if, oh my gosh, something is just simply working for me now, I can show up as my authentic self. You're hearing the right message. If your intention is not pure and you're hearing things that feeds your ego, you're better than them. Yep. hmm Pumping fear into you. Yeah, if you don't do this, you're going to die. If you don't do that, then that's happening to that person, they're going to die. If you're feeding into other energies, that's what you'll experience. If you are feeding into darkness, you better believe you're going to experience a devil archetype. You are going to experience duppies and demons for real manifest in front of you because you're creating the field. And energy is powerful because you're powerful. So from this moment on, remember, everybody comment energy because I want you to be accountable for this. You are energy. First, when I was coming back to this body, My only awareness of being back in a physical body was feeling as if it was feeling as if my soul was being sucked through a straw. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why does it feel as if I'm being sucked through a straw? Because I and you, every human being who is here in a physical body, your soul is so expansive. It is impossible to fit in this container. It's just an aspect of you that's in this body. That water, Christ consciousness. You're not separate from God ever. No religion, no church, no culture, nobody can tell you that. But you choose if you're going to feed the light of God or you're going to pollute it with doubt and fear and all these entities that will populate from here. Before I populate entities of fear and all those things that will cause me not to live in my truth and my power, I will sit and talk to angels all day. I don't care. I prefer that. So, for everyone who was afraid of duppies, start to focus on what you're feeding within. You're feeding it. You're feeding this energy. You're feeding it with fear to believe, oh my gosh, it's true. They said that, so it's true. So it's happening. It's true. You can't tell me not because I saw it in front of me. It's energy. If you have a loved one that passed away and you're so much in grief, I had this happen for a lady the other day. You're so much in grief, and this person loves you because they're back to unconditional love. Their energy, they have the opportunity, if it's for your soul path, to use their energy to shift things around you. It shifts the light, it shifts stuff to fall off, their energy. And these are just simply physical things that I create with my thought. I know this is a bottle. It's a bottle. I can feel it. I know. But the energy that I am is more powerful. So it happens to your loved ones too. And they can simply allow you to feel, just feel. They can manifest for you to feel a touch. They can manifest to shift things around you, shift your energy, your temperature. But we forgot that we're this powerful too. This evening I had a session and oh my God, Jesus came through and Mother Mary tells me not to give the signs. Okay, so I won't give everything that they gave her, but this woman was taken through this beautiful process of harnessing energy in her hands. And y'all, I felt it because I'm the vessel who's doing it. And I was like, please let me do it too. It felt so good. And it's just teaching this woman your energy, but you're an energy healer. So now feel and become one and have a relationship with this energy. Do not be confined by time to say, why is it I'm not doing it yet? Surrender, allow, let go. Allow us to teach her the flow. And it was just so amazing and crazy at the same time. So as you start to go on this beautiful journey and you start to see, to foresee, to know, you cannot unknow. You cannot unsee. You cannot unhear, which means your perspective of this world changes. It can't do anything else. Because when you sit and you see and you feel unconditional love, you can't just come back to this earth and accept people loving you just a little bit because I'll love you only if you be this way. You can't go back. If anyone has any questions, you can type it in this thing because today I didn't do a video. But I want you to stand firm. I wanted you to understand that whatever you're feeling senses this emotion that, oh, you just want to cry. You don't know how to stop yourself. You're feeling energies. You're getting vivid dreams coming online like crazy. I want you to record them. Use your phone and just record it because the angels call them instruction manuals. When you need it, they will imprint it in your mind for you to remember. Don't try to, oh my gosh, I need to figure out what this is. And as a Jamaican, when I used to just start connecting with angels, I asked them like every other day for the lottery numbers. Yep, I did. I confess. I can't lie. I used to ask my guides for the lottery numbers every day because I was like, damn it, I have something that nobody else has, right? Hi, Stephen. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I used to ask for the lottery numbers, and guess what used to happen? Let me tell you how amazing it was. Okay, so when I just started to do automatic writing, because I'm getting information, I was like, give me the lottery numbers. I'm ready to win. So I remember the first time started to do automatic writing, and at the time was Archangel Raphael. And this angel said, okay, are you ready to feel what it feels like to win? I was like, yes. It was like the lottery number here in New York was like a whole heap of money. I was like, yeah, this is before I really understood what I was supposed to be doing, right? So don't knock me. And as a Jamaican, I want to win the lotto. So I remember the first time I got number, it said it was a pick four number. And it said, um, this is something for you. You can choose because the angels never force you. So the wording was like, these are the most probably numbers you can choose to express yourself, but remember to feel. So they wanted me to feel the energy of winning. And listen to me. I went to the shop quick, bought the numbers, and I was like, yes, I have millions of dollars now. So the following day I went back to check the ticket and I won $20. So when I won the $20, I was like, think of like $1 million me go win. $20. This not real. The first thing that came to me. So when I went back to meditate, remember Archangel Raphael said, we didn't tell you how much because the amount doesn't matter. How you feel in the winning is what matters. You asked to win, you won. How did it feel? And that's all the angel kept asking me. How did it feel? I said, but win $20. It could be $1 million. And say, what would you do with $1 million? How would the $1 million allow you to expand? It is for some, but not for all. Your intention needs to be one with the energy of money. And from that moment, I was like, me no want to do it again. And I did it at least two other times. And I win like $50 and I win $100. And I was like, got me done. So I haven't asked again because they do never lie. It's always a catch. They wanted me to feel how winning angels say, if you are energy, so is this cup. So is everything around you. Every living thing holds an imprint of energy because this world was populated just for you to express yourselves. You are originally energy and you always will go back. Every tree that dies go back to energy. Every animal that dies go back to energy. Every human being also because you are energy to begin with, yes? And they said to me, well, if you're energy, so is the energy of money. Man created it, but the field of resonance that the energy of money is created because everybody wants it. But the way man intended for money to be used has created it to be a debt, DEBT trap. And when they said that to me, I said, sure. So yeah, I try to say money a debt trap. Then if money a debt trap, all my life me I try to make money, win money, make money. I made money. I made money, spend money, made money, spend, but I want the money to stay. And they said, well, what kind of relationship do you have with money? I said, I don't have relationship with money. Well, that's what you're missing. Every energetic source you should have a relationship with. You have a plant in your house, you have a relationship with it. You have an animal, do you not have a relationship with it? You have a relationship with your clothes. I've got to take this off because now I'm hot. You have a relationship with your clothes, do you not? I was like, yeah, I do. Well, you need to have a relationship also with money. I was like, Lord God, me and money no. And I didn't understand quite what it meant. So I took $100 because I Googled it and I put the $100 in my purse. I was like, I'm never going to spend this money. This is my relationship with money. But I never looked at it. I just put it in the wallet. A couple of months down the line, I was like, yeah, but money now coming just in the wallet. That I want to spend that $100 bill so bad. And the angel said, well, that's how you have relationship with people that you love. Do you just put them away somewhere and you never pay attention to them? You never speak to them? What am I going to say to money? I say, speak to money, have a relationship. So I did. So I started to have this relationship with money. And when I say that, don't go sneaky, right? I mean, I used to say, you know what? I don't want to hold you. I just want to be free to have a relationship with money. So whenever I need money, I can call it in. Whatever the opportunities are, I'm not trapping myself to just earning money. I am just opening up myself for abundance. And that's all I needed to do. So I don't hold on to money. I don't care. They're all over. If I have money, I'm just like, God, me have to count it. And I don't do that anymore because we used to, because we're still bringing this DNA and this learned habit to say, oh my gosh, we grew up poor and we need to hold on to the money. And then it just goes in octopus arms, is what I call it. So everything has energy. Have a relationship with it and choose how you have your relationship with it. Because will you have a good relationship with the person if you're going to hold on to them and say, no, go nowhere, stay, don't go nowhere. You got to stay. You can't have a life. You got to stay. Money is supposed to always in free flow. And so is love. So if you love somebody and they love you, it's supposed to be an equal exchange of love. Not just me giving you love and you not giving on. It's supposed to be a free exchange of love. I love you with no condition. So you are free to expand and grow. You love me with no condition add to it. So you allow me to be Nikki today. Tomorrow I might be a different version of Nikki, and the next day. Because why? I don't promise to not expand. Because as I integrate myself with God, with Source, with life, tomorrow I might just be a person who wants to be quiet. Am I not allowed to be quiet for a day? You can't be this person. Well, I won't be with this person. Do you understand? This is the relationship we have with everything, your pets, your animals, people, everything. So if we understand that, we'll have a much easier life, and we'll be able to pick up the individuals that are in your life, the situations, the jobs, the occurrences, the experiences that don't serve you. Okay, I'm gonna go to question because I think I have you here long. How what time did I come on? I don't know. 8:30, 9:30. Oh, so like an hour and a half. In our group, we go longer than this. So yeah, lucky you only have an hour and a half. Um, and I only really came on here because they wanted me to talk about resonance. So let's see. You got what you wanted. Yeah, true. $20. It burned me. You see, Dr. Rosemary hurt me bad. However, I learned the lesson, and I've never let go of that feeling of winning. And you know what that does? It humbles me also, because when money started to come in, it didn't matter because I already had this relationship with money by the time it started to come in, that I didn't feel this urgency to like hold on to it or keep it. I just knew that wow, it is just flowing in and flowing out. So I didn't worry about it. If bills were there to be paid, I just paid the bills, and I just kept trusting. And if it feels as if it was gonna like like it's drying up or whatever you call it, dry up, I just trusted. I said, okay, order my steps, God, because everything that you do, please call God in it. I don't care what you call God, Abba, God, whatever you call God, this great source of love, put God in the middle. First, in the middle of it. Pray first. I want you to sanctify that first. Walk in your sovereignty. And this, I want you to understand God is not confined in religion, because there are people, many, who call themselves non religious. And then when people say the word God, you start to draw back like so. God, God. There was a past earth where I got to witness where the power of the name God was so powerful. When they came together and said the word God, there was spontaneous healing. Two earths before this one, and the one before that one. And those cities fell because then they think they're too powerful. And we know we stop praying. You see, the earth is twisting. The earth has stopped praying this time around. And so many atrocities are happening anyway for us to go back into prayer and faith. And earth's gone before. They knew the power of God and the power of energy, and they had the resources of plasma energy and all these beautiful energies that, oh my gosh, if we had it, we would annihilate ourselves now as well because we don't like each other. But although they had those energies, the darkness still found a way to feed into people, even when they have everything they need. And the darkness still finds a way to feed itself with chaos when you lose everything. So now it's kind of an eclectic way of happening because there are parts of the world that have and parts of the world that are losing so much because the angels want humanity to be activated because just that field of resonance, you see what's happening in Jamaica now? It was supposed to be worse than that. And me a Jamaican. Because what I saw, if a family was on here, they would tell you, my ball for weeks. I begged them for weeks. Couple of days before, I got the dream about the blood on the doorpost. And I couldn't do the video, which me get beaten feet still. I got the dream 2 days before the hurricane came. That remember that was it Pharaoh time? It was Pharaoh time when they were saying the first kids, the firstborn boys were to die. And they showed me that visual to say they're to put the blood on the doorpost. And I said, that's stupid. That don't make no sense. Why are they gonna put blood on the doorpost? It's going to be rain. And the angel said, not the physical blood, the spiritual blood. Anoint thyself to understand that this is something, although it has the imprints of man, what man has planned to cause hurt, God has already planned to be humanity activated. That's the first time I got the word humanity activated. And then after the storm came and I saw what was happening ball again. So for most of you who's asking for inside outside prediction, it comes with a heavy burden because you don't quite know how to deal with it right. You just know to just come up authentic and be true to it and be responsible for how you say it. So that's why I don't do those videos on here. I have smaller groups that we talk about it, very small groups where everybody does it. And if we do healing, prayer, whatever, but never on here because it festers a field of resonance of so much fear. And I want people to understand to pray instead and dig deep into faith. You understand? Would you care to talk about the galactics tonight? I want to, but me don't want to do it. Not tonight. I'm not afraid of doing it, but I don't think I can do it tonight. Unless enough people ask, then I'll answer your questions about that. It's 10:04. I don't have a problem with time, but if there are people here who are uncomfortable about it, I prefer to announce it that that's what we're going to talk about. So just the people who are interested in that will do it. And why don't you join the community? Are you a part of our community? You should join SSA because maybe I'm more comfortable speaking about it there if the people are comfortable. Listen, not everybody is ready to hear about the galactics, and the reason why is you don't even like your neighbor. You're not ready to see a being that looks nothing like you. Well, they're not the first ones who are going to come anyway. The ones that will come first will look kind of like you, but very tall. So you're still going to know that they're not human beings. But don't worry about that now, because when we start to talk about that, some people who are not ready for it really are going to become fearful. I was afraid the first time I had that experience, feared like heck. However, I started to remember that when I was younger in Jamaica, I used to dream about being on ships. My mother used to tell me for shut up, tapping eyes. Where you get that from? And I didn't know what it was. So I was this child who had, and my mother probably still has, I have chests and chests of storybooks. My sister, I love her to bits. Everywhere she went, bought me fairy tale books. And the reason why they bought it, now I know, is because I used to tell them fairy tale, Massa. I used to tell them a lot of fairy tales, and I thought they wanted to make sure to buy it for me to see, hey, those things that you're seeing and dreaming about, here is where they are in the stories. And I appreciate it. But man, head blow off, most of the things that you read in fairy tales are real. You may not perceive them because you're not ready to perceive them. When you let go of the fear of it will manifest itself and you will see it. Remember, everything is energetic. All right. So you can't find a key more time, more than likely you have a fairy, especially if you have very flourishing flowers. They take care of the flowers. And I probably should do a live talking about my experience with fairies or where they do me. Jesus, please. Right here in New York, my first experience with a fairy to begin with, and what caused it to happen. I really didn't think me I go crazy. However, it was for a good reason. They were showing me something that I needed to see. And yeah, this is not something that everybody is ready to speak about. Please don't ask about this until we really schedule a time to do it. Okay. Let's see what other question is there. That's not gonna creep people out tonight. I dreamed of money at a bus stop. So next day I went to the bus stop looking. Who is this? Erica, listen to me. You did it wrong just like I did the first time. You really got what you were sent to get. But Erica, you're supposed to have this feeling like, oh my God, and feel the energy of receiving the money. Sure. You see what you do, Erica? You come like some woman, you see? We have them perfect. Can you guys understand when I speak patois? Because some things are nicer when I speak in patois. You're like the women, right? Miss Beautiful Erica, who have the perfect 6 feet tall gentleman who you have written up to say, this is my perfect husband. And then when the angels send you to the 5 feet one, you say you don't want him. And when you go to the 6 feet one, in kick your hoodie and make you go up. And then 20 years after, you have a heck for leave him. That was the lesson that you missed. Listen to me, go back at the bus stop and say thank you for the gift for your fine. All right. Is this live stream breaking up for anyone else? I hope it's not breaking up, my love. Hopefully not. Nekesha, your message has healed me from grief of my wife passing this July. Stephen, I want you to understand that she came for vacation. Ugh. Oh my gosh, Stephen. I try not to do these imprints. She came for vacation and she spent beautiful time with you. You know, when it's holiday time and you get to go to look for somebody you truly love and you spend time with them for vacation. But during that vacation, you gave them all the gifts they needed to carry on, you know, just to carry on until their time comes. That's what happened for you, Stephen, and everybody else here who probably will deal with the process of what we call grief. I want you to understand, take your time to deal with it, but remember the joy, remember the love, because love casts boundaries. It's not stuck here, it crosses the boundaries. I would love you to practice if you believe in energies. That every time she's on your mind the most, trying to cry all the time. Because most of the times when she's on your mind the most, like something hit you like a ton of bricks, that's her. That's her just coming to give you support. So if you could bear for that second to just put your hand on your heart, take the sacred breath, call in God and say, thank you, God, for the experience you gave me to have with Call Our Name. Thank you for allowing me to feel your presence. And what that does, it anchors her in to understand that you're comfortable with feeling her energies. And she don't want you to sit down and grieve too long, Stephen. Because we all have this assignment to be on this planet. And I love the way that these spirits deal with it. They say, they came for a vacation, all of us did. Some of us choose to go back home before time. But try to remember, nothing atrocious, because the spirit is untouched by disease, no matter how traumatic the death process was, no matter how it was. Some of us are souls to even up. On the other side, we choose. Oh my gosh, that's another story. That's another story on the other side when a soul chooses the life they want to live. But a soul chooses these most exciting exits, because to a soul, by exit, like when you have a blockbuster movie and you want the exit to be big and atrocious. But a soul does not have the confines of a body and emotion. So because of that, you have no idea what you're planning until you come in at the limited body. The body is very limited and feel pain. The body feels enough pain and very uncomfortable. But a soul on a soul level is so much pure love. All they want to do, I want to express myself in that limitation of a planet. And this is how I want to experience it. And then that's why so many of you who are here as volunteers, feel like you match your body at all. Your body, I can't take him, I don't want it no more. It's not that there's anything wrong with you. It's just that you're probably a first time soul on this planet and you're really not used to adjusting in the body and you just don't feel like you're fit. However, you have an assignment, stick it out. You choose to come here for a reason. You're not checking out before time. We all have an assignment. And it's all different assignments. Some of us are here to just be our authentic self, because people just love to see we smile. And when we smile, we light up the world. Some of us are healers. Some of us are teachers. Some of us, we're good with the hands. We are creative. We need to plaster the world with our paint. We need to usher in the frequency with sounds, because we are good with doing beats and sounds and song. And we all have something else to do. The mixologist, even if I drinks you mix, when I do it, and when you're doing it and you get lost in time while you're mixing your drinks, when the person drink it, It slowly make them feel so nice. It awakens something that they need. Every one of you have a reason to be here. Do not check out. Because if I was God, I would have kicked you right back out. Because you chose to experience life. And although the container wrinkly, see a back there? It is just like our body. It come nice and straight, but as you start to drink it, it wrinkle. It's the body. But the water inside stays pure once you don't convolute it with fear and drama and pain. All right. Wow, relationship with money. Okay, I think we passed that. Why are you not a billionaire? Billionaire, I am a billionaire in the aspect of the spirit. You know what was weird? I have a family member who cussed me off a couple of years ago for say, why you're not calling it in? Because what I felt that came with the name came with other energies that grew their own entities. So for me, I always said, allow me to always be sustained. And I do a lot, I walk a lot of Joseph path. I do. If there's anybody on here who is religious, it's not a Christian book, but it has the stories of the Bible. I did this one first, and the reason why I just said it, the first two people who just comment under here, like gosh, oh me, I go get it. Don't comment. Um, email me, Nekesha Burrell at gmail.com. I'm gonna type my name in. The first two people that got, if you're in America, if you're in the US, if you're in the US, I can ship outside of the US as well. But anyway, the first two people within the US get a free copy of this. I will sign it and send it to you. And I think this is what I want to do. I have a whole box of them because when I do my books, I always buy like 100 copies first and I give them out. So this one I have maybe about 10 copies left here because what I did was I signed them and I wrote whatever message came for the person within them. I don't know who I get them, but I just wrote the message that was in it. And I had these cute little trash keys that I put in the book, and I shipped them to friends. Friends are friends, and that was it. However, it has been profound for so many people, even the people who are walking in faith. To understand, say they call the name God, but then I really I walk like God. Excuse my language. Anyway, so for the first two people who email me, let me type my email in. This is how I should do this. Gosh, I'm sorry at gmail.com. First two people email me, I will send you a signed copy of the Seasons of Grace because it is one of the first catalysts of change for so many people. But not everybody knows the stories, but it is a book that was done in that particular way where the angel showed me why are you so caught up with the Bible and the things that you know now that's not right in the Bible. And they said, why are you going to judge? Why would you judge them? You needed Christianity, you needed the religion to know what God was. So they said, focus on the stories. Do you not know that everything goes through a season? So that's why that book was written. Because the angels went through and said, focus on the stories. What did you learn from the stories? What season are you going through now? Do you see the trees complaining because it's winter? They anchor down. They allow the leaves to fall and they prepare because life does not continue on one season. So now you're going through Joseph's season. And before you were going through Ruth, did God not find you favor through all of those? So that's why that book was written. It is profound because it goes through the stories, it mirrors it back to you, and it gives you your own personal journey of journaling through that to kind of unearth these things that you're holding on to that does not serve you anymore. So the first two people, may I go sign it, channel a message in it, just a short message, and I'll send it to you. Okay. Um, I'd love to hear it's been calling me. What's been calling you, Catherine Jane? Okay, Dr. Rosemary. Hey, these are moving too fast, man. Like, I don't know them I move so fast. My youngest son, Dr. Rosemary, my youngest son transitioned 8 years ago. Today is his earthly birthday. So are you feeling him, my love? Have you called him in? I feel his presence with me all the time. I got a spiritual hug from him. Beautiful. Because you know he expanded, right? Listen to me, Nancy. When this thing comes off, I don't know if I'm going to be seeing these messages that are here because I notice when I do live, I don't see them when it's finished. email me, Nekesha Burrell at gmail.com. And then we will exchange your address and stuff. Do not put those information on here, okay? Yes, you can get it on Amazon as well, but I want people to, that I might gift to you. I'll sign it and whatever. All right. Can you announce the winner on this live? If you announce the winner, I'm in a hold on. Let me see if anybody emailed me so far. Wait. I might. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all are making this really fun. Hold on. All right, who did it? Oh wow. You're kidding me. Y'all are fast. Way cool. Okay, let me see. Has someone trying to email already? Okay. So Candy Nicole is the first winner. It looked like a she. Okay. Candy Nicole and LT. Candy Nicole and LT Hurston. Candy Nicole and LT Hurston won. Lord God, this no nice. So much are you? Do I have so many books here? One, two, three, four. Okay, so I'll do two more. Okay, so Candy Nicole, LT, Albina, and Tabitha Joseph. So I'm going to respond to you. Yeah, because you see, this is the thing. This is me with the over pleasing again. I over please because it look bad for me. Tell you, say, oh no, we know. I'm not good at competitions because I might just send everybody. But anyway, I just called the two first winners and two brata. We are Jamaican, so we always give extra. So we give 4 extra today instead of 2. So I am going to email you. Are you email me? You. Oh my gosh! You know what I just remembered? I'll. You email me your. You email me your address, please. Yeah, you won. And while you're here, one of our members in SSA wants to give one person free entry to our let me see which one she wanted to do. Okay, so to our automatic class tomorrow, because the automatic class tomorrow is $22, and she wants to give one person free entry. So the first person to email me again for automatic writing. So just put automatic writing in the subject in the email, and I will send you your access to that for tomorrow. Okay? Way cool. Oh, thank you, my love. You see, people in our community are so kind and nice. I like that. Okay, so whoever that person is, let's see. Let's see. I'm in the wrong email. Sure. Who? I don't know who. I was typing, texting so fast, and the first last person I didn't leave my information. Okay, so that's somebody else. I want to see who wants to get access tomorrow to our automatic writing class. One of our members is paying for one person who needs this. Okay, why am I here though? Oh, I'm at the wrong place. Please have. Okay, so nobody wants it because I don't see it. Just type automatic class if you want to have access to that, okay? Sorry, I'm late. Listen, you're never late. You are never late. You are never late, my love. We chat too much. We there I chat long time to be honest. You type in automatic class here. You need to email me at Nekesha Burrell at gmail.com. Because if you do it here, I don't have access to your email or anything. And when this thing ends, I won't know who to send it to because I don't have your email. Okay. So don't type it here if you're just coming in. Don't type it here if you're just coming in. You have to email it to me, Nekesha Burrell at gmail.com. Okay. That's what he's not typing in there. So somebody explain for me though. You have to send it here. So you have to send it to my okay. Somebody did. Somebody did. Dale Evans, you win for the automatic class tomorrow. Listen, it's 11:30 a.m. ET. I will send you the link tonight for access to that, okay? So the winner for the automatic class is Dale. On my phone, I jumped so fast. Nah, behave yourself. My phone is not behaving. Anyway, so Dale won because I saw it come up. I don't know if I gone or it gone. But Dale Evans, you won that, okay? So congratulations. And anyone else who wants to go, I did not advertise this a whole lot because it really was something for just my community, because the my beautiful souls in there asked us to do it because we have so much fun every Saturday anyway. So that's what we did. So if you want to join it tomorrow, I'm not even sure about that day. I have to look for it. I didn't advertise it much because it's free for everyone who's in our community. They don't pay. I'm trying to find it now. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I did not come on here to talk about this, lot. Let me put this. I can't do that. Okay, I'm gonna share the link. Copy. If I can find the YouTube again. Okay, here it is. So this is for automatic writing. Guys, all these things are already in my link. I don't necessarily like to talk about money when we're having fun. But anyway, so that's the link for the automatic writing class. And the following week we have another deep dive. That one I think is talking about the mirror method. So that goes deep into the healing methods that we use, self-love and healing. That will be on the 29th, but we'll talk about that another time, okay? That's not for now. So for everyone who has won to get a signed book, congratulations. I'll go through them and we'll send them off either on Sunday or Monday because I've got the books here. And for the one who won the access to the automatic writing class, I'll send you the link tonight. And I'm just going through to see if there's anything else that I missed. And I think that's it. For anyone who is, because I see a few people talking about mourning, I send you love and healing and clarity to understand when somebody transitions from this world, no matter how they went. I want you to hold on to their energetic imprint that they left for you. I want you to hold on to the love that they represents, not represented, represents for you, because they still have an imprint in your life if you will allow it. Now, as they have expanded, I know it's very tricky to say, oh my gosh, I can't touch, I can't hear. However, they forgot to teach us how to feel. So I want you to be able to teach yourself to feel the energies that you are, so you can begin to start to perceive the energies outside of you, the ones that resonate with you and the ones that don't. And I will end with this. Stop walking in fear, y'all. The people who really are experiencing so many of these archetypes right now, I can't sleep, I have anxiety, it's not easy to get them to understand that it's something that's within, but I guarantee you, most times it's not something that's without, that's outside of them. Most times it is an imprint here, something that was learned. I went through trauma as I grew up. I experienced these things and I don't know how to get rid of it. So I overplease and I always, beat up on myself and I feel stuck and I feel stuck and there's a block, but we say there's a block, and when we say it, we immediately start to create an entity for ourselves. And I want you to understand, start to debunk that, start to identify when you get these triggers. Wait, I am feeling sad right now. What's my relationship with the sadness? Because it's an energy, it is forming itself. And before it becomes more than I can handle emotionally, let me identify where it's coming from. Okay? That person triggered it, but it could not just be them because I don't even like them that much. Why are they making me sad? Why are they making me angry? I don't even like them. So, where did it start from? Wait, do an assessment. Allow yourself to become heart centered. Where did it start? What age? Does it still serve you now? Do you still want to hold on to it now? And when you stop to feed fear, doubt, hate, bloodthirst, greed, all these type of things, not overnight, slowly begins to dissipate. Why? Because you're not feeding it anymore. Do you understand? And most times, physical things that are happening to you dissipates with it, because we crunch ourselves like this every time you're supposed to speak your truth and you don't. You do this. You don't relax. Pain in the shoulders, all the way down. Trapped energies. Body doesn't know what to do with it because you should have stood up for yourself and spoken small truths. Because every time you swallow, thyroidism. What's that? Why are my hormones out of whack? Well, because you're not standing up for yourself. What are you doing with your hormones now? So many things that mirrors the spiritual and the physical. Become aware of it. Okay? Let me look one big look to see what else is here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. As I said, I apologize. This is not something I was advertising outside. No wax about it. But anyway, if you don't catch it tomorrow, that's quite fine. We will do it again, or I'll probably have a recording, not with my group, but maybe just a recording another day when I'm in the mood, and I'll probably post it here somewhere, okay? There's always going to be something for you to learn, but I choose to come here so I can just tell you some of the things that we speak about in our group, okay? If there's anyone here from our group, they probably already know these things because we do talk about them, and we're such a young group and we are impressive on each other, but we really are only interested for people who are ready to grow to join SSA. I say it without apology. I will not put my mouth down because we really speak about very personal things and we are ready to expand in our awareness. And that's by letting go of all the attachments in this world and being accountable for how we feel, how we show up, and the words that we use. Okay? So for the rest of you who are still on the bridge, it's okay because I'm still here and you're new. And for all of you who are new subscribers, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for subscribing and following this nutty girl, this nutty Jamaican girl. I call myself nutty because the things that I speak, sometimes people say, oh my gosh, it's weird. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you so much. Annette from Florida. So I'm going to go into the comments and just say shout out to everybody. Sherry Ann, you're there? Thank you, Sherry Ann. Um, Beth, those with autism are our teachers. Yes. If you've watched probably any of my videos, I always tend to go on to autistic and neurodivergent individuals because they do not come to be fixed. They come to teach. They come to teach us unconditional love without the constructs of what we call normal. They come to teach us a lot because they don't know how to do anything but love. And they don't understand how to fit into our limited way of thinking that people deserve love. So they begin to act up and they begin to mirror your energies very, very fast. This room is agitated. I'm agitated. This room is full of anger. I am angry. This room is happy. So I'm extravagant. They mirror their energies, they're sponges. And they don't understand how human beings choose to live so limited when we have the aspects of emotions where so many other planets and beings do not have. If you should ever have an encounter with what people call extraterrestrial, the good ones, when you communicate with them, it's a matter of fact, no emotion attached, just the truth. Take it or leave it. Don't really care if you take it or leave it because they're thinking when they speak the truth, you should pick up on the truth and not hold on to any limitations to say, why did you just say that? They don't understand. They don't understand why do we work for money, to live, to eat, to have housing. This has to be another topic. We can't talk about this today. But why am I going into this now? But it's very beautiful to speak, to communicate, to have insight, or to see other worlds that are not as advanced as us. One, because we do have Earths that are nowhere close to advanced as Earth, and we're doing a mucky job right now. And have insights of worlds that are so many light years advanced, where they do not know what it means to say I hate. They don't know what it means to say I'm sick. They don't know what it means to say I feel pain. They've transmuted all of that energy of struggle. And Earth is slowly, so slowly, because Most of us as human beings are very slow. We want to hold on to the things we knew because at least I trust the struggle, so I might as well live with it. When I die, I go back to God. God's waiting for you to make the change now in the body. Because when you go back to spirit, you're already all love. The change you make, my love, is not when you go back to source. God never told me, Nikki, you do everything steer. When I went there, those angels showed me the stupidest thing I thought never mattered, and my grandmother kicked my bahootie right back out of there. And I wanted to stay. So that proves more than ever the change we make is not when you die. The change you make is not when you retire. Change you make is not, I will just do this until I go back to God. To what? God breathes you every day. You are supposed to be boots on the ground for God every day. You wait until you go back. Where? When there's somebody in front of you right now who just wants to see a smile, who just wants a hug, who just wants you to be kind, who just wants you not to judge their choices. Oh, Mother Mary, why are you here now and making me do all of this? Yeah, I just saw an imprint of one of you, and I don't know which one of you. So if you are feeling that depleted and you're worried that you're abandoning faith and you're scared about these dreams that you're getting, Mother Mary just showed it to me. Don't be afraid. You are boots on the ground. I it's my perspective. For those of you who don't understand, it's okay. Allow me to stand in my perspective because I have a reason to stand in it. But we must change this belief that we can wallow into our struggle and use the scriptures and bibles and these texts and these stories to have an excuse to say I am right in my choosing to say I'm right and you're wrong. So because of that I judge you. So because of that I build this room in this mansion so high with no windows that I can't see that you're also love. I can't see that you're also an aspect of God. And you lot are asking about aliens to come now. You're not ready. Let me tell you when they'll come. When we start to love each other. Because advanced beings have already done an assessment of this planet. And if we're going to start to run crazy and wreak havoc, they're not going to appear. Your governments will propagate that to bring fear into you. Please know the difference. Because when you are in an encounter with an angelic being, all you feel is love. And if you ever get to encounter any other being from any other worlds or dimensions who do exist, I'm sorry, they do. I can't believe I'm saying this Jamaican girl. I never believed it either. But man, them exist for true. God, yes, them exist. They've existed from before your time. And the reason why I speak about it now, why not? Here's why I say why not. Your entertainment industry, pharmaceutical industry, all these industries have been embedded with the malevolent ones from as long as time existed that told you how to eat, that causes your body not to be able to hold on to the energies of source, that makes you so weak and makes you propagate and hold on to these energies that festers into all these diseases that we do have because how we eat feeds an energetic source because when we are sick and fearful and depend on a particular industry, it ripples. So I depend on this industry that allows me to eat a particular way because we say, this is the natural food to eat. This is the best meal of the day. And it's entertainment, is it not? Mother Mary, she wants to come through so bad. Not now, another day. And mm, I have to go, guys. This is too much. Yeah, because my energies are a lot. She's given me an imprint that they gave me one time when I was looking about chicken. We are Jamaican, we love cook chicken. And how I doing this? I was doing this chicken and I'm preparing it. So I have everything. in the sink and I have lemon and everything on it. And as soon as I started to, with Jamaican, we draw the knife in the chicken because we draw the knife for it to soak it up. So as soon as I started to draw the knife in the chicken, I just started to cry. And I had the most excruciating pain because every mark that I gave the chicken, I started to feel it. Oh, I am not channeling tonight, no. But she's giving me a fight because I don't want to change the energies. I want to do this differently. But the reason why I felt the imprint of the chicken, she said to me, feel. This is what humanity have chosen to do. Stop feeling. If you are one with everything and one with nature, every animal should also be dealt with reverence. The industrial farming that you have chosen to accept does not handle these animals with love. So when you consume of these animals, consume their pain. She said, feel the pain. I didn't eat chicken for about 6 months because I couldn't. Because it was the first time I realized, oh my gosh, I'm really one with every bloody thing, is it not? And then they started to show me imprints of how these animals were raised. And I didn't know. I didn't care to think about industrial farming, right? So they took me down this rabbit hole. And I realized, oh my God. So my mother in Jamaica, she raised chicken, right? So we're used to that. But she talked to them and she named the chickens, and we always have fun with the chickens. And we knew, and before the chickens were to be, butchered, she'd pray over them, or my dad would pray over these chickens. And that's what I was used to. So me, come on, America, no, I eat chicken. Me, no, I don't care. I'm not thinking. We just love chicken because I'm a Jamaican girl, right? So that's a chicken I usually eat, my mother's chicken, because they raised them and we named them. And out of every batch, she would leave one. She would just leave one in the yard to just roam, turn one big monster chicken until that chicken would just live until it would die. Die of natural causes. So every batch of my mother's chicken in Jamaica, there was always one that would live. I don't know how she chose, but they grew with love, right? So when Mother Mary allowed me to feel that, me like, Jesus Christ. So I realized, oh my gosh, so we are consuming the energy because however the animal died, you consume that energy. They died atrociously, you consume that energy. I promise you, I'll channel another day because she wants to talk so much about the body and how you feed the body. And I did a lot of sessions today and I'm going to be crying, and we've been here long and I want to go. But just know that just the things that you see on the surface in this life, that's not just it. There's more. If I can teach every human being how to feel, you see a mess, right? I want you to feel. No, Nancy, it's not that you don't eat chicken. You can still consume on these things, right? But it's being aware of what you consume. I mean, when is the last time you had a drink and you consumed it with so much ecstasy? These words we say, oh my gosh, it's too sexy. That word is too sexy. The angels taught me how to feel ecstasy again, not in the way that we were taught about it, by becoming one with water. When I was going through my self-love and healing, they told me I didn't love myself. I'm a cuss. What do you mean when I love myself? I love myself. I buy everything that I want. I take care of myself. But they said, no. When is the last time you looked in the mirror for 30 seconds more? And they had me in my New York apartment 6 months, just me and Angel and God. And I have notebooks and notebooks of automatic writing and seeing visions and thinking me I go crazy because I'm like, what is this? They said, wait, this is your initiation. You ask God to use you. Because I always say this. Sometimes you have to be careful what you ask for. Every single day, for years, all I would say is this: let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh God, my strength and my redeemer. Amen. And I would end by saying, God, order my steps and use me. I didn't know what the use was. I hadn't a clue. Sometimes we have to be careful what we ask for. So I remember the angel said, "You ask for this surrender. Now allow us to acclimate. Allow your body to acclimate." So I went through this period where I wouldn't eat certain things because I never wanted. I was repelled by it, but it was my body getting used to the energies that would be coming. I would have days where my limbs are moving and I'm not moving it. And they will say, just pause and allow as we work on you. Allow your body to integrate the energies. And my mouth, I didn't know that I would speak. I didn't know that I would receive. I just thought that I would keep getting dreams and write. But I remember they used to take me through these phases where they say, if you feel your mouth or your jawline being acclimated or stretched, just relax, allow the energies. All that time, I think what was happening was them practicing or probably training my body or my mind construct to get used to being able to translate a message because it's not in words. I'm seeing imprints. Or for me, when I get dreams that are predictions, how I know they're predictions, no matter what it is, by the time it's done, me see one TV screen like a newscast. That's how I see it. So sometimes the only way for me to know where it is, me always I try to look on it to see if I can see the language, one, or if I can see the date or whatever. And I never see the full date. I'll see a month and a year, or I'll see a date and a month, never the full date. And then I always come back understanding how did I feel in that dream. And then it repeats itself two, 3 times. It repeats itself 3 times. And then we say, yeah, that one day, I don't like that dream. So that's how it comes. So you are prepared. There's nothing that happens to you that's outside of self where, oh my gosh, it's forced upon you. I think I asked for it not knowing what I was asking for, but at the same time as well, almost dying and coming back, I realized, oh my gosh, I always kind of knew it. But because of the constructs of how I was brought up, I never knew that was a thing. Because if I didn't have that NDE, would I run from it? I would never have done it because there was so much fear around me. If I did not have that NDE where I was sitting in a space where there was pure love and angels and seeing probabilities of earth and quantifying and seeing um my own life and choices that I made, I kid you not, I would not be sitting here because I mean, none of on the screen at all like this. Absolutely not. Where somebody can screen record and because my ego would be there to say you're mad, people are gonna say you're crazy, they're gonna laugh at you. But that needed to happen to me for me to humble myself to understand what people think outside of me matters not. This is an assignment. Have a second chance. And it felt so bad on the other side when I was judging myself. I realized no, me have a second chance, me I do it right. Don't matter. I will speak my truth, and people don't understand how serious I am about it. That I have cleared rooms because I am unapologetic about it. And I don't sit and mince words. I am very kind the way I speak. I'm very compassionate. At the same time, I don't see your darkness. I see your light. So even if you are the meanest person in the world, I have been stripped away from judging you. Because if I judge you, I can't help. If I judge you or if I start to think about what you do, the imprints of what I see that you did before, what am I going to say to you? All I'm going to say, Lord God, what kind of life that you live? I can't. So it takes that away. However, if I didn't have that experience, being a Jamaican girl, going through the Christian regime, I wouldn't have done it because I would have been overshadowed with so many entities of fear and doubt and madness. Me probably would have gone mad because hearing voices in your head, you will think you're going crazy because you've been taught so much. God, they're far from you. You are not worthy to hear from God. God only speaks to special people. Well, I came back to tell you that God speaks to every one of you. And I won't stop until I teach everybody how to listen. Because it's not that God doesn't talk to you now. God has always spoken to you. With the millions of guides where you have guides and angels, there's not one child who is born without a main archangel that is assigned to them, plus enough, plenty other angel, plus ancestors in that lineage. You know how many people come in front of me where ancestors that they've never met come to them and say, I bring forth to you my gift. Because in my lifetime, I was burnt at the stake. I was killed before I could do it. I was afraid to. And all of a sudden, gifts just awaken. You never walk alone. They don't teach it in school, but we need to start one school to do it. So I just want to understand, do not quantify God to be in a room. Many people become fearful when you start to speak about, I'm speaking about, all right, spirituality. I'm speaking about God. God is spirituality. There's no separation of the fact. It just is what it is. It is the aspect of what it is. And we cannot separate this and say, oh my gosh, God, no, I'm not feeling spiritually. What are you talking about? I've been sitting since last week. My grandmother came through with this. I don't know who this old lady is. I know some ancestor, but she's from the time of slavery. And you want to believe the nuggets that I've received. I'll talk about it at some time because I need to me just all right. The stories that we've been told, especially in Jamaica, that is so fearful. This essence is breaking down the reason why these stories were told and explaining to me why they were turned the other way. I mean, I said, true, our black cat man and the rolling calf, and she showed me the rolling calf and what it actually meant, what it was meant. And she's saying, but we forgot to tell the story about the power and what it meant, what it did, what crossroad mean. It's a lot of stuff that we weren't told. It was told, but it was told in a fearful way. So there's a lot to unlearn and bunk. But you're not abandoning anything, you are expanding. So allow yourself to expand. Be aware of how you feel. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, don't. But it feels as if it's awakening something and you feel alive, you feel liberated. Liberation is the word for today. If it allows you to feel liberated, be liberated. At least you owe yourself that. You owe yourself that much. All right. I am gonna go because I need to go sleep. I lie, I'm not gonna sleep. I actually won't sleep until about 2 o'clock. But I think I've kept you here long enough. It's 2 minutes and 2 hours and 12 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go through this quickly. Carbo Junkie, everybody, if you've liked this, I'll do it more often. Somebody asked, I do this every day. No, sir. No, no, doll. And I don't usually do it on a Thursday, but my guides wanted me to bring one message through of resonance, and I've been sitting here for over 2 hours. I don't know why I'm not good with time. I don't have the aspect of time. Please forgive me. If you do like these type of spontaneous things, I mean, I know, press the like button because if it doesn't make sense, I won't. But I think it does because I think enough people has responded, and if I can help one person a day, that's good. However, I would prefer to do this twice a week, then not more than that. All right, to do a live twice a week. Of whatever is out there that needs to come through. And in our community, we have a big powwow session on Saturdays, 11:30 a.m. And it's a beautiful, cohesive ecosystem. Everybody is free to expand on their talents, and I love it because people are in there who are expanding and offering their services back to humanity. And I'm so excited to see everybody burst out of them bubble and just go on that wave and flow, as God takes you where you need to go. So I'm very proud of that right now, and I want to keep it very personal and very healthy. Put it that way, all right? Okay, so I have got to go, guys, because I choose to, and I'm listening to my body because my body said if it go from 5 minutes ago. So everybody, walk good, have fun. Thank you for spending this time to me. I hope you learned something tonight, and if you didn't, tell me what I want to talk about next time. All right. So when this is posted, or I don't know how YouTube does it, just type to topics that you'd probably like to hear about, and we'll see how it goes. I don't really like doing one topic, but put a couple topics and then we can talk about it and stuff like that. All right, we're not going to bed. Someone will probably do some country where I'm morning now. Go get some sleep. If you are supposed to go to work tomorrow, just sit with an intention before you close your eye to sleep. Take the sacred breath and just call on your guides to allow you to feel, even if a 2 hour sleep you get, to feel most energized as if you get 10 hours sleep. Set the intention before you go sleep. I guarantee if you get 1 hour sleep, you're gonna feel like a king or a queen same way. All right. And that's it. Mwah. I love all of you. I should have probably posted the heart reset meditation here. So, however, I think it's free on my website. The heart reset meditation was done by Mother Mary. It is off the hook. It is really nice. And the whole batch is on my website also because Yeshua did one, Mother Mary did one, Archangel Raphael did two. Because it's about healing the heart and it has everything to do with self love. But listen to me, they took me through the rigor to find those sounds to put on it. Every sound that I put on it said, that can't work this. Mother Mary said, feel. Do you feel the energy is flowing through him? I said, no. Nope. And I had to keep going and going and going until I found the right sound to go with those meditations. But I kid you not, the heart reset meditation, which I think is mind blowing, it's free somewhere. It's free on the YouTube here and it's also free on my website. When you go download it now, go and download it. Listen to it before you go sleep tonight because it really does heal. All right. Mm. Thank you so much for sitting with me. Bye, y'all. No, I don't know how to end the live. Oh, I see it.